All right. Welcome back to the Shadows over Innistrad spoilers, the set review. We're going to be doing black cards today. We're going to start off with the Mythic Rare Relentless Dead. Do you want to run this down?
Alright, Relentless Dead is 2 mana, 2 black, for a 2/2 zombie. It's a mythic. It has Menace. When it dies, you may pay 1 black to return it to its owner's hand. When it dies, you may also pay X if you do return another zombie creature card with converted mana cost X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Card is hype as fuck.
This is probably the most eternally playable card in the set. In the end, probably the most valuable card in the set.
Yeah,
if
it's
not
between
very,
that and the ice, in my opinion.
Yeah, if not very close to it. This is the card that you want to open. This is the card that you want to stick in your binder and sit on. It's very, very good.
Yeah, well, not only eternally playable, but obviously this is probably. I mean, if there is a deck that can play it in standard, it's obviously.
I think zombies will probably be a pretty competent deck in standard.
I mean, you just play
probably
two black zombies with Jaces and
why not?
In these cards,
Why
like,
not?
Just for limited though.
Just fine. It's not great. It's nothing special.
It's not awesome.
Nothing special and limited, but
you play it. Again, there's a lot of zombies that you can rebuy.
Yeah.
It's one of the cool things about this card is oftentimes cards like this say the words you can't block on them. This one absolutely does not. So you can block ground creatures forever as long as you leave a black up.
Yeah.
Yeah, card's great.
It's a mythic for a reason. Usually when you see a mythic that's 2 mana,
it's stupid because
it's usually something special.
There's no reason for this to be a mythic. It doesn't feel mythic-y at all.
No.
It's not like a legend. It has nothing to do with the story.
It's just the card's power level.
The card's power level, which is stupid.
Next up is
Tornadoes!
Behold the Beyond. Behold the Tornadoes. 7 mana. It's a mythic sorcery. Discard your hand, search your library for 3 cards, and put those cards into your hand. Then shuffle your library. Really cool commander card. Pretty terrible everywhere else.
It's so poopy.
Incredibly terrible everywhere else.
It's pretty poopy.
It's 7 mana.
7 mana does not affect the board in any way. The worst madness enabler ever. Yeah, not great. Not great. Sweet commander cards, other than that, nothing.
Next up is Mind Rack Demon. He's the one that was in the dual decks. He 4 mana for a 4/5 flying trample. When Mind Rack Demon enters the battlefield, put the top 4 cards of your library into your graveyard. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 4 life unless there are... Oh, this is Delirium. Unless there are 4 or more card types in your graveyard. Strictly not great. In limited, it's insane just because it's a big flyer.
Yeah, it's a big nasty flyer.
No constructed playability.
I don't know about that. I don't know if it's no constructed playability. It is giant. It dodges almost all the rule too.
It's like a
4/5 is the same as Tarmogoyf, right?
My brain
not Tarmogoyf. See right now, same thing. So many rhinos and green cards.
My brain just wants to compare it to Desecration Demon. Desecration Demon is so much better in every way. Desecration Demon's a 6/6.
I know, but Desecration Demon also was in a format with Elspeth, and Elspeth just murdered that card because you sacked a 1/1 every turn. I don't think there's no chance for this card to see constructed. I don't think it's going to be more than a $3 card.
That's literally exactly what it's pre-ordered
I think you could do worse as a black 4-drop in a mid-range deck. Great card draft, though.
Yeah, definitely.
So you want me to take this one?
Sure.
Alright, this is part of the enchantment cycle.
Creep-ass art.
It's so creepy. It's called Behind the Scenes. 3 mana enchantment. Creatures you control have Skulk. That can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. And you can pay 4 and a white to give your creatures +1/+1 until end of turn.
I really like this one.
Yeah. This whole cycle is pretty good.
Yeah.
Skulk is... It's to be determined
how good Skulk is.
Skulk's
a little bit weird, but I think it's pretty good.
It's probably pretty good, right? And you can be like, oh, attack with my creatures. You can't block anything because they have Skulk. Then pump up my team. Black-White has a tokeny sub-theme. Seems like they're Black-White's trying to go wide.
Yeah, if you're going wide, that card it's really good. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
It's one of the better ones, I think.
The 1-drop that pumps your team for 5. I've been impressed with that one recently in draft. It's just a pretty powerful ability. It's pretty innocuous, but it's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Next one. From Under the Floorboards. Sweet card. 5 mana sorcery. Put 3 2/2 zombies tokens onto the battlefield tap, and you gain 3 life. It has madness for X and 2 black. If you paid its madness cost, Instead, put out X of those zombies, and you gain X life. This card's obviously sweet and draft.
Really good and limited? Really unplayable and constructed?
You think so? I think this has a shot.
Isn't it 5 mana?
Well, it's any mana you want.
On the madness, okay.
Because you like in the zombies deck, like you have at least you're definitely playing Jason the zombie deck, and you may be playing Liliana, so you already have these discard outlets.
Yeah.
This just, I mean, it sticks out a bunch of things and gains you a bunch of life. Like, I don't think it's strictly unplayable. I mean,
it just seems derpy to me. I don't know. It's clunky, I guess is the word that I would use. It's clunky,
but like Sphinx's Revelation was super clunky.
Remember when Sphinx's Revelation was pre-ordering for like less than $1, and everyone said that it was way too expensive to be playable?
Yeah, remember when our buddy put one in his car and it foil one and it shrunk up and shriveled, and we were super mad at him? That was funny. We see you, Brandon. All right. Next card. I do think this card's good. We disagree on these black mid-range cards. Next one.
We don't disagree on this one.
Yeah, this card seems really good. If the zombie deck is here, this card's going to be good. It's Diregraph Colossus.
I thought it was called Captain because I saw the C and that was all I could see. Diregraph Colossus.
Diregraph Captain, I think, was
that was a thing. Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah, this is the Colossus.
This one's awesome.
Get Deadpool in here.
So pushed. It does so many things.
It's a 3-mana 2/2 zombie giant. When it comes into play, put a +1/+1. It enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each zombie card in your graveyard. Matters for stacks reasons. It's not a trigger. So it's basically, I mean, it could be like a 3-mana 5/5.
Yeah.
Like it's at least it's a 3-mana 2/2. It also has this other ability for no reason. Whenever you cast a zombie spell, doesn't even have to resolve. Put a 2/2 black zombie token into play on the battlefield tapped. It's a 1-card army.
If zombies makes it,
it's on the back of
in modern. What do you think of him, like him versus Giraffe's Messenger for the 3-drop slot?
Giraffe's Messenger.
You think Messenger's still better? That's kind of what I was leaning towards too. But
Giraffe's Messenger is just like he's resilient to removal. This card, as good as it is not resilient to removal. You play a removal spell and kill it. Yeah. I mean, and also like it's not reach. I mean, this card's good. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if it saw a small amount of play in Modern. If Zombies is a deck...
No, it's definitely possible. It's one
possible.
of the better rares in the set.
I think it's definitely going to see play in Standard, though. In
lot.
the Zombies deck. Like we said, if the Zombies deck is...
The Zombies deck is terrible, but I don't think...
The cards are too good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're powerful cards individually, and they synergize well with each other, so that turns out to be a pretty good deck, I think. Good card draft as well.
Yeah,
I mean, it's probably like
card.
a 3-mana 2/2 or 3/3 that come, and then whenever you cast a zombie, which is probably like half your creatures, you get a 2/2. All you need to do is trigger this once.
You don't really want it in sealed unless you're really lucky. But
yeah. I mean,
how many have a lot of zombies?
How many zombies would you need? Do you think to play this card? How many other zombies?
7.
Really? I think 4.
Really?
Yeah. All you need to do is trigger it once.
Okay.
It's also, I mean, like, it's a 3-mana 2/2. It's not like it's like a 7-mana 1/1.
I'm not playing a 3-mana 2/2 in my sealed deck, though.
Well, I mean, I'm not doing that, but I'm playing a 3-mana 2/2 with a severe upside.
Yeah, no.
You need to trigger it exactly once.
You're right. It is pretty playable as long as you have a few.
Yeah. How about this card? This card, small chance to see some amount of standard play. I doubt it, because there's some good ones. Olivia's Bloodsworn. It's a 2-mana 2/1 flying that can't block. Vampire Soldier. Pay a red, give target vampire creature haste until end of turn.
Huh.
Haste
is that why Drana's going up in price?
No. We'll get to why Drana's going up in price later. We'll get to her later. It may have something to do with this card's name. This card, I mean, obviously very good in draft. I think Black Red Zombies is going to be a tier 1 archetype in the draft format. It's just it's attacking at a different angle than what the format's like probably going to like. It seems pretty like a relatively slow format, and the Black Red aggro deck's just going to fart out its hand and just eat someone.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the decks that people are fighting over early. The deck that you get pushed out of and go, I'm playing green this week. Playing green this week. Exactly. I give up. Yeah. Give up on vampires. Can't do it this week.
Yeah, like it's powerful and synergistic. This card's good in that deck. Probably doesn't see playing constructed, but
it could.
I pretty easily
Shot.
third pick this card and not feel bad about it at all.
Totally.
Next card. This is a pretty good uncommon. Tooth Collector, super creepy art. It's cartoony.
So cool.
It's cartoony, it's colorful, but like, Jesus Christ, the implications here. The Tooth Collector. Okay, when Tooth Collector comes into play, it's a 3-mana 2/2, 3-mana 3/2 human rogue. When it comes into play, a creature an opponent controls gets -1/-1 till end of turn. So that's already, boring on like a pretty good card already.
Yeah.
And then if you have Delirium, 4 more different card types. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, each opponent, keep in mind for Two-Headed Giant, if there are 4 more card types in graveyard, target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. So if you're playing Two-Headed Giant, that's just -2/-2 to something every turn.
He's very pushed for limited.
I think he's one of the
numbers
premier
are just
uncommons.
all there.
Yeah, I mean 3-mana 3/2 just with the come into play ability.
I'd play it without the come into play ability. I would feel great about it, but I'd play it.
You could do worse in black. And the come into play ability, not to mention, I mean, this is another one of those cards, late game, the Delirium is still relevant. You can pick off any 1/1s, shrink one of the creatures.
Yeah.
Just a great card.
Love it.
Yeah. How do you feel about this one? Vessel of read it.
Alright.
Maligny.
The Vessel of Maligny.
I'm stupid.
Like Malignus? Maligny? Okay. It's a 2-mana enchantment, and you can pay 1 and a black to sacrifice it, and target opponent exiles 2 cards from his or her hand. Activate this ability only any time you could cast a
sorcery.
You can do this more... No, you do have to sacrifice it. Okay.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought you could
You
keep
thought they
doing
just
this,
printed this that mythic rare common?
I was like, no, that's impossibly powerful. That's...
I think that's the best of the cycle.
You do? Really?
Yeah. 2-mana Mind Rot. Better than Mind Rot.
I usually don't play Mind Rot in my draft deck, though.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's better than Witness the End. And that's like medium playable.
Yeah. It's playable. I don't think it's...
I mean, when I say best in the cycle, this isn't exactly a baller cycle over here. Like, this isn't exactly like your premier commons.
Yeah. You're right.
I mean, I think it's arguable between, I think, this and the green one. Which one's the best one? We'll get the green one later.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I think you could probably play one of these in your draft deck.
Alright, next up we have Ever After, a 6-mana sorcery, 4 and 2 black. This one's a rare. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Each of those cards is a black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. Put Ever After on the bottom of its owner's library.
Do you like the implication
it's
here?
It's so the flavor is gushing out of this card.
Let's talk about the art here. It is a zombie couple getting married. Is what's happening.
It's like the corpse bride.
It's really sweet. I enjoy it. So, how do you feel about this card constructed wise?
It's 6 mana.
Yeah, it's 6 mana.
It's really, really good and limited.
Yeah, it's great and limited.
Like returning 2 creatures to play. Well, actually, it's good enough for EDH.
I'm
really good for EDH.
I'm sticking this in every one of my EDH. Do you understand the synergy between this and the mono black Sidisi? So you have a Sidisi in your graveyard and another creature. Yeah. And you play this card. You get them both back, sacrifice the Sidisi to go get this card again.
Oh,
and then you just keep going back and forth with it forever.
Because it just keeps going back.
It just keeps going, yeah. Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really sweet. That's like one of my favorite mono black combinations.
It's a really sweet commander card. It is way too overcosted to be C play in standard.
Yeah, probably.
Next up is Asylum Visitor.
This card's not overcosted for constructed.
This is a 2-mana vampire lady, and it is a 3/1. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, if that player has no cards in hand, you draw a card and you lose 1 life with a madness cost of 2. This one's pretty good.
This is pretty good. I think this one is constructed playable. Very constructed playable.
I do too. It's right where you want your 2-drop to be.
It's aggressively costed. It has madness. I mean, there were like
a decent upside.
Yeah, when the spoilers started happening, it was like, all right, the madness deck needs like 1 more card that can trigger get another madness enabler, and like here it was. Here's a rare that's super aggressively costed and has the potential to draw you a card.
It's not like a chase rare, but it's the kind of rare It's the kind of rare that sits between $5 and $8 for like the entire time that it's in standard.
Yeah, I think it'd be like $4 or $5.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it in draft? I mean,
it's fine. It's fine. It's like
2 out of 3 1 with Madness.
Third or fourth pick in draft.
Yeah, nothing great in draft.
Yeah.
Right.
Next we have Triskaidekaphobia. Am I saying
Fear of 13? Fear of the number 13.
Fear of 13.
Welcome to the best card in the set.
4.
It's so good.
4 mana enchantment.
How many cards in the set say target player loses the game on them?
It does say that. It does say that. So yeah, at the beginning of your upkeep, choose one. Each player with exactly 13 life loses the game. Then each player gains 1 life. Each player with exactly 13 life loses the game, and each player loses 1 life. It's fun. It's cute. It's silly. It actually will be pretty scary in draft. I think.
So I don't know. It's going to be scary in draft. I don't know how good it will be in draft.
How do you deal
But it'll be incredibly scary, and the tension will build. To be clear, I have no idea whether this card will be any good in draft. I will be playing every copy I see in my deck.
Yeah. And it's like a weird rare, so it's the kind of rare where like if the stars align, you can get like 3 of them because people don't want it.
Why would you want it? It's so dorky, but it's also awesome.
It's really fun.
Yeah, I like it.
Next up, we have To the Slaughter. A 3 mana instant, target player sacrifices a creature or a planeswalker with Delirium. If you have 4 card types in your graveyard, that player sacrifices a creature and a planeswalker. I got there.
Alright, you got there. You did. This is a card that's much better in constructed than it is in limited.
I'd still play it, but I'm not pooping my pants when I open it.
Yeah, this is a card, another one. Black has had a few of these. Much better in constructed than in draft.
Yeah.
Edicts tend to do that because people are not playing 30 creatures in their deck at any given point.
This is another card that'll be $5 for like a year.
Yeah, I mean, it has a chance to get your Gideon and the token it left behind.
Yeah.
There's a chance to do that. Like you said, not unbelievable in draft, but you probably play it. You're gonna be hard pressed to cut a card like this.
Yep.
Reasonable 5th, 6th pick.
Yeah.
Here's a good card for draft. Elusive Tormentor. This is a flip card. It's a 4 mana 4/4 in black. Jesus
this
Christ!
Card
you never get
confuses me.
Why does this confuse you? It's pretty straightforward.
You talk.
Okay. All right. It's 4 mana 4/4. Vampire Wizard. Pay 1 mana. Discard a card. Transform Elusive Tormentor. Now its flip side is a
turns into a fart.
It turns into a super sweet fart. And it has hexproof and indestructible. It's a 0/1, and it can't block or be blocked. And then when it attacks and isn't blocked, which is always because it can't be blocked.
Yeah.
You may pay 3 mana if you do transform it. So it goes back into the
So it transforms before it deals damage, so it hits them for 4. Okay, that's what I wasn't sure about. I was like, what are you when I first read the card, I was like, are you just attacking for 0? What the hell does this card do?
So let me explain to you the basic rules of Magic.
I got it now.
No, you don't. Because there's several steps in the combat step. There's the declare attacker step, there's the declare blocker step, and then there's the declare there's the damage step, and then there's the end combat step, I think. In between one of these steps you can activate abilities. So therefore you can attack with your 0/1, it doesn't get blocked in the 8/4.
Okay.
Card reminds me a little bit of Aetherling. In that if you just leave up mana and be like, well, this is my entire game plan now, I'm just gonna keep hitting you for 4. I think that's a pretty reasonable win condition.
And if you like this card, it is this set's buy a box promo. So
nice.
You get a sweet foil.
Does it still have Farcast in the other part of it?
I don't remember what the art looks like off the top of my head.
Well, the Insidious Mist art, the other half of the Elusive Tormentor, is one of the coolest art. It's really neat. Card doesn't have constructed applications, but is a sweet card in draft. Very, very, very nice. I'd always play that card. I think that's a reasonable first pick.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
It just confused the hell out of me the first time I read it. I was like,
fair. That's fair. Yeah, you could just keep, it's hard to kill. So it's very hard to kill through it.
Yeah.
You just keep giving it indestructible and hexproof. It's dying.
I've never had this problem before, huh?
That's what they all say.
And I haven't.
That's what they all say. Oh, you're crying after your sex. Oh, this has never happened to me before.
Hold on.
I'm not holding on.
Are you gonna cut the video here, or are we just gonna no?
Yeah.
Nope, we're not cutting the video. So, quality content, quality right here and now. I'm about to talk about the next card.
Hold on. No.
Oh, you're not done with it?
Hold on.
I got it. I fixed it.
All right. Sorry, I had to go shoot some guy.
Yeah, okay. And you decide not to cut it,
yep.
so it just comes out. So you're just gonna say that.
Yep.
Okay. Markov Dread Knight is 3 and 2 black for a Vampire Knight. This is a rare. You can pay. It's a 3/3 flyer. Sorry. You can pay 3 and discard a card to put 2+1/+1 counters on it. Really good in limited. Pretty unplayable and constructed.
Oh yeah, unbelievable.
Okay.
Unplayable.
For some reason, I thought this was one that you were going to argue with me about. I don't know.
No, I'm not a stone cold idiot.
First pick in draft. Great limited.
Yeah, I mean, you could just discard 2 cards and make this a 7/7 on the next turn.
You could just discard 5, and then it gets killed by a removal spell, and you lose the game. But I'd do it.
How many times are you activating this ability in a turn? It costs 3.
Oh.
You discard 2 the next turn and make it a 7/7.
Next, we've got a really cool one.
This is really sweet.
Accursed Witch is a human shaman and uncommon. 4 mana for a 4/2. Spells your opponent's cast that target it cost 1 more to cast. When it dies, return it to the battlefield transformed. And it transforms into an enchantment, which I think is really cool.
It's
in
really
the
sweet.
Infectious Curse.
Yeah. By the way, before we start talking about this card, goddamn this art. It's so good.
She looks
both halves of this are just super sweet.
So the enchantment side says spells that target enchanted player cost 1 more to cast. And at the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, that player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. It's really cool, really flavorful,
really sweet,
really strong and limited.
I think it's pretty good limited. To be clear, I don't think there's very many things that target the opponent in this in this set, so that part's less relevant. But
the life drain is always
so life drain is puts them on a clock.
It'll extort.
The extort is like so much better than you think it is. It always is. It's a 4 mana 4/2 that you actively want to die. It's pretty good.
Next up is another really cool flip card. Is Kindly Stranger.
I think this is one of the premier uncommons.
It's really good.
Also really sweet.
3 mana for a 2/3 with Delirium. You can pay 3 to transform it. Activate this ability only if there are 4 or more card types. I'm so sick of saying that. 4 or more card types among card types in your graveyard.
Just say
Delirium. Yeah. And so when you flip it, you get the Demon Possessed Witch, and the art's amazing. It's like we'll be showing it. It's like an old lady that turns into like a feral old lady. I don't know how to describe it. But when it transforms, you may destroy target creatures.
And what's its power toughness?
It transforms into a 4/3.
Yeah, so
it's really good. For 3 mana, you get a 4/3 and a hard removal spell.
Yeah, ridiculously good. Like assuming you can get Delirium, cards insane.
It's so strong.
Yeah, it's really good.
It is one of the
best.
Uncommons. Yeah. Next we have Gissa. Is it Gissa or Gissa?
I think it's Gissa.
Gissa's bidding for 4 mana.
Black's uncommons have been highly impressive.
Put 2/2 black zombie creature tokens onto the battlefield, not tapped as you would expect.
Yeah.
With Madness for 3. Again, it's very strong.
Very good.
You said, very good and limited.
We had this.
Not a lot to say about this.
No. It's 2 mana 2/2.
Yeah.
It's 4 mana for 2/2. We've already seen this in the current draft format. Good card there. Good card here.
Yeah. Ghoulsteed, 4 mana for a 5 mana for a 4/4. Another creature that I would expect to enter play tapped, because there used to be there was like that other zombie horse that was like a 2/2 or a 2/1.
You'll see where it comes into play tapped.
Discard 2 cards, return. God damn it! 3 mana, discard 2 cards, return Ghoulsteed from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. It's fine.
You could do worse as a Madness Enabler. and a Delirium Enabler. Like,
it recurs.
It's a 4/4
for
it's
5, but it recurs.
I mean,
it's cute.
4/4 is big dude. A good card, not premier uncommon, but solid card.
A happy 6th pick.
I'd always play at least 1 or 2 of these. Yeah, I think.
Next up we have Biting Rain, 4 mana, 2 and 2 black. All creatures get -2/-2 until sorcery. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. Madness for 3. This effect is in like every limited format, and it's always so format dependent whether or not it's good.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a fair amount of 2 toughness creatures. The thing with this one is, I actually think black is a fair bit more aggressive in this format than it usually is.
Yeah,
I mean, there can be some controlling black decks too, but I think those are going to be the other archetype you can go in, not the main ones, which are you have a lot of beatdown cards in black. That means that this card's probably not as good as it is usually. Yeah. It also has Madness, which is weird because your Madness decks specifically are going to be the aggro decks.
Yeah, that is strange.
I mean, maybe a blue-black like Madness type deck.
I don't think it's going to be something that you pick highly.
No, you really don't. You may play 1 in your draft deck. You may sideboard it.
Yeah,
it's sort of like on the verge.
Yeah, so not super impressive. This is a good one.
Yeah.
The Pale Rider of Trustad. 2 mana for a 3/3 with Skulk. Good. When it enters the battlefield, discard a card. All you have to do is discard a freaking card to get a 3/3 with Skulk for 2 mana. Yeah. This is another absurdly powerful uncommon.
So here's one thing.
Pick this.
Yeah. Here's the thing. On turn 2, you just jam this and don't care about the discarded card.
Yeah.
But on turns 4 through 5, do you hold it and hope you get a Madness card to super wombo combo with it? Because I think I do.
It depends on the board.
It depends on the board, but under most circumstances, I think I hold this off. Obviously, you're going to play your 3/3 with evasion on turn 2.
Yeah.
But probably on turn 3 too. But when a 3/3 starts to become under the curve, I think I'd actually hold this.
Yeah.
Just to pair with a combo, because that's probably there's maybe one other non-rare Madness Enabler that's better than this.
Yeah.
Other than that, this is premier. I really like that card.
Next up is Morkrut Necropod.
This is an interesting card.
6 mana, 7/7 with Menace. Whenever it attacks or blocks, sacrifice another creature or land. It's an okay finisher. As far for an uncommon, I actually think this card's pretty good. It's a 7/7 Menace. I'll happily sack one of my lands. It's no Bane of Valaged, but as far as uncommon finishers go,
we don't talk about
it's pretty up there.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'd play 1. I definitely play 1.
I might play 2, but I'm derpier.
I don't like playing more than 2/6.
I'm grindier.
Yeah. All right, here's one we already disagree on.
Oh, this is the one okay. Liliana's Indignation. X and a black.
Liliana's Indigestion.
Sorcery speed. Indigestion.
She's burping purple lightning.
Pooing everywhere.
Yes.
She's got the mist. What's it called? The creature turns into a mist. She's coming out of her asshole.
Yeah,
it's coming out.
The indigestion.
Unblockable.
Yes.
Unblockable. Indigestion. Anyway, put the top X cards of your library into your graveyard. Target player loses 2 life for each creature card put into your graveyard this way. I love it. He hates it. It's so fun.
You don't understand. Liliana is my favorite planeswalker. I named my dog after Liliana, and I don't like Jace. And this is Liliana owning Jace. You don't understand how much I want this card to be good. It just isn't. Because you pay 6 mana, and then they lose 4 life. And then you feel really sad because you didn't do anything.
It's a super derpy finisher, and I love it.
How much mana do you think you reasonably need to pay to get this to be 8 damage?
10!
10? That's so many.
I love it. I don't care.
Right.
It's unreliable.
If you're playing 21 creatures,
you're going to win games with this, and your opponent is going to feel bad.
If you're playing 21 creatures in your deck, I could see playing this. Otherwise, I'd board it.
Well, yeah, it is dependent on how many creatures you have in your deck. But
playing black.
We just talked about how black is a lot more aggressive in this set.
Yeah, but you're also going to be playing removal spells.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. So Creeping Dread, 4 mana enchantment. I don't know what this one does. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player discards a card. Each opponent who discarded a card that shares a card type with a card that you discarded loses 3 life.
Alright. So,
do you go first or do they go first? They go. You go first,
text.
Right?
Read the reminder text.
Players reveal the discarded card. Simultaneously.
Yeah. So you be like, all right, I want this one, and then you flip it up.
Weird. I don't know if I like it or not.
Again, this is super good Madness Enabler, right? Like,
yeah,
you don't play this in your Madness deck, but like Liliana's +1 ability for Liliana the Veil is always better than you think it is.
Yeah.
Like it always seems to work out better for you.
That's true.
So and this one has a bonus of like maybe doing your opponent sometimes.
It is a 4 mana do nothing the turn you play it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't give you a body or anything.
Yeah, it doesn't give you a body.
Yeah, I think it is pretty decent.
I think I'd play one in my Madness decks for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Call of the Bloodline.
Definitely play one of these in your Madness deck.
You read this one, I gotta sneeze.
Okay. This is a 2 mana enchantment. Pay 1 mana, discard a card, put a 1/1 black vampire. Jesus Christ. Was that 4?
That's pretty low end for me.
It's pretty low end? Okay.
Card.
Alright. So Call of the Bloodline, 2 mana enchantment, 1 to black. Pay 1 mana, discard a card. Put a 1/1 black vampire knight creature token on the battlefield with lifelink. Activate this ability only once each turn. So, to be clear, you could do it on your opponent's turn as well.
Pretty good.
Card's good.
Yeah.
I play this even in my not Madness decks. It's just like, throw these lands into the trash. It's a 1/1 lifelinkers.
Why not?
Yeah, card's good. Card's great in
It's a fairly high pick.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable. I think it's a reasonably high pick. This one's also pretty good. It works well together with this card. Indulgent Aristocrat. It's a 1/1 lifelink for 1 mana. You could pay 2 vampire creature. You could pay 1 mana, 2 mana. I'm sorry, and sacrifice a creature to put a +1/+1 counter on each vampire creature you control.
Okay.
So it automatically turns this into a 2/2 lifelink, which I mean, it's something to do with your vampire tokens from all the.
I actually like that one a lot. I said before that I don't like 1-drops in limited. But
this
that
one's
good enough.
Yeah, this one grows itself and like a fair amount of your team. There's a lot of vampires in black.
It's strong. Is that
constructed applications? Yes,
okay.
Constructed applications for this. This is 1-drop vampires for the black-red vampire deck. Super good. I mean, not much more to say. I think this is a pretty high pick in draft actually.
It is, yeah.
As is this. This card does so many things. Another enchantment for a 1 black mana for an enchantment, Sinister Concoction. It has pay 1 black mana and 1 life, and put the top card of your library into your graveyard, and discard a card, and sacrifice this card to destroy target creature. So you do all of the things and then kill a dude.
We talked before about how a bad removal spell is still a removal spell. A bad removal spell is still a removal spell.
You think this is a bad removal spell?
You have to do so many things to yourself to use it. Pay life. Okay, that's...
And a mana, which is nothing. And discard a card, which you can use to your advantage.
Okay,
and
actually, that's all really inconsequential. It just sounds like a lot.
It sounds like a lot of things. It does a lot of inconsequential things, and then you kill one of the creatures. It's 2 mana kill a dude.
No, this one's really good. Yeah, actually. So it sounds overwhelming. Like my brain was like, you're like 4-for-1ing yourself.
But it's technically a 2-for-1 if you don't have a Madness enabler. But a Madness card. But it's also like
it's really good.
If you need to enable Delirium,
yeah,
this one does all of it.
Yeah.
You discard a card, you put an enchantment in your graveyard by sacrificing a thing, and you put the top card of your library into your graveyard. That's like probably 3 different card types already. That's like
a second or third pick. Could be a first pick.
I could see myself first picking this. I mean, I think it's really good.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't have constructed applications, but for this limited
format... I don't think so, but it could.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a 2 mana removal spell that kills any creature.
Yeah.
Regardless, here's, I think, the best Madness Enabler at
Really?
at Uncommon.
What's her deal?
She is in the era of Falcon Wrath. She is a 2-mana 2/1 vampire. Super good art. Like that's one of the best arts in the set.
Yeah. Very
Discard a card, transform Era of Falcon Wrath, activate this ability only once each turn. She transforms into a 3/2 flyer.
Okay.
So she's a 2-mana 3/2 flyer. That's a discard outlet. I mean,
she's
that's
a really easy to flip Delver that costs 2.
Yeah, really super easy to flip. You can flip her literally anytime you want. She 2-mana 3/2 flyer. I mean, there's the curve. There's the curve that's like, okay, this into another red card that we see, and all of a sudden your opponent's taking 7 damage on turn 3.
Black's uncommons are unstoppable.
They're really good. They're actually supremely good. We haven't gotten one that's been like, oh, that's bad.
Right now, I kind of feel like black might be the strongest color in the set for limited.
I think so. Right now, that's where we're going. Here's a terrible uncommon.
Ooh, I want to see it.
All right.
Pick the brain. Oh, it's crappy Thoughtseize. We get one of these every set now. Target opponent 3 mana for your Thoughtseize. Target opponent reveals his or her hand, and you choose a non-land card from it and exile that card. Delirium. If you have 4 in your yard, search that player's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name. Okay.
No, this card is terrible. You should never play it. However, it is one of only 2 answers, and the entire format till Startled Awake.
Yeah!
It's one of the only 2 answers, and you're guaranteed to have this
What's
card.
the mana cost on Surgical Extraction?
0.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Not 3.
Not 3. It's
not
it's
3
1
with extra work.
No. And Surgical Extraction's almost, it's like, not even that great. Yeah, bad card.
Murderous Compulsion. This looks like the dude.
I don't even know what this is.
The art, for some reason, reminds me of the dude. If anyone is a fan of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it looks like Charles stabbing a dude.
Yeah! Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
It's a good show.
No, it isn't. I don't know what it is.
It's a good show, everybody.
Right.
Leave a comment about how much you love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Comment, and share this
We're
video.
not doing that.
Yes, we are.
Dislike, remove your comment, and
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, we want a sponsorship.
And punch them in the throat.
We want a sponsorship with Brooklyn Nine-Nine. What's the card do?
It's 2 mana to destroy target tapped creature with madness for 2.
It's
good.
Yeah, good card. I'd play like 3 or 4 of these.
Good removal spell.
Like 3 of these.
Sorcery speed.
Sorcery speed.
It's good. Alms of the Vein? It's a vampire lady just eating a guy's arm. 3 mana, target opponent loses 3 life, and you gain 3 life with madness for 1. This does nothing.
I've yelled at people on the internets about how bad this card is.
Oh, thank God you agree.
I've literally been like, because if you look at the comment section on this card, it's all over like, oh my God, it's the best card ever. Why would they print it like this? It's a 1-mana lightning helix in black.
It doesn't do anything. This takes a spot in your deck.
Okay, so here's where this card can be good. If you have 7 of them.
Okay. Yeah.
If you have 7 of them, the card can work. It's just you're burning them out, and you don't care about the board.
It's just Soren's Thirst.
Yeah.
Isn't that what that one was called? Soren's Thirst?
Soren's Thirst hit a creature.
Oh, okay.
The card's way worse than Soren's Thirst.
Yeah, it is.
So, everyone, please listen to me. This card's going to go way higher in draft than it ought to. It's going to go like 4th or 5th pick.
We're agreeing hard on this one.
Cards need to either affect the board or give you card advantage. This one does neither. Therefore, it's not good. It's super not
really
good.
Bad.
Yeah.
It's a common because they knew it was bad. If they felt like this effect was strong, it would be an uncommon.
Yeah, exactly. If you really want to be the person that tries to get like 5 or 6 of these in the draft and just go like balls to the wall, go for it.
Have fun.
Yeah.
You'll have fun.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It is fun. But if you're trying to play 1 or 2 in your aggro deck,
the guy that drafts 7 lava axes wins games. It's funny.
He beat me in a major tournament. I was like winning the board the whole game, and he was like, Lava Axe, Lava Axe, Lava Axe. I'm like, I guess I'm dead now.
I got.
That was really fun. Enjoy your like $200 prize.
I was I had a very similar experience in a Modern Masters draft. Was Lava Axe in Modern Masters? Or there was something
they only put good cards.
There was something similar. It was the one from the original Innistrad that was like
Spike.
No. It was the one from the original Innistrad that was like it dealt 3 damage, but it had a bloodthirst trigger to deal 5.
I don't know. I'm not.
And he had like 8 of those.
Okay.
Someone will tell us what it was called. I'm almost positive it was from the original Strad.
Sure.
Next up is Ghoul Caller's Accomplice. 2 mana, 2/2 for a human rogue. Kinda looks like he's trying to have sex with that corpse. Like
I would. It's a sexy corpse.
It's a good looking corpse.
It's a good looking corpse. Can you blame me, man?
You can pay 4 mana to exile it from your graveyard and put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. Activate this ability only anytime you can activate a sorcery. It's fine. It's not great. It's not bad. It's fine.
The thing is, black doesn't get 2 mana 2/2s. Like, it gets exactly sometimes.
Black gets everything in this set.
Black normally gets a 2 mana 2/2 with either a downside or with just that. It doesn't get 2 mana 2/2s with upside. Good card. I mean, I think that's clear that they wanted black to be an aggressive color in this format. If you're getting bears with upside, that's usually a white thing to get, not a black thing.
Migi!
That is Migi. I'm so glad you said that because I was about to say that.
Grotesque mutation. It looks like it's a guy's hand with a mouth in it.
Watch Parasite, everyone. It's one of the best animes in the last 4 years.
Very good.
Yeah.
It looks like Migi. Anyway, it is a 2 mana instant. Target creature gets +3/+1 and lifelink until end of turn. It's a very so combat trick. I'm not excited to have it in my deck. It's in my deck, okay. But I'm not playing more than 2 of them, and I'm sad if I'm playing 2.
Yeah. There was a one in Dragon's Tarkir that was super good. That was like sort of similar to this. I think you played 1 more mana. And you still got the +3 whatever and regenerate.
Yeah.
And the lifelink, but it regenerated.
Yeah.
So like that was like an awesome combo. This one, it's okay. You can play it sometimes.
Now Throttle's a reprint, right?
Yeah, Throttle's back. That was a.
This art's really good too. It's like a gargoyle strangling a dude. It just looks really sweet. It's Throttle. 5 mana, -4/-4. Very good.
Yeah,
Instant speed. Good removal.
Yeah, solid removal.
Common removal.
Yeah, I'd play up to 2, maybe 3 if I'm super controlling.
Sanitarium Skeleton. 1 mana for a 1/2 with return it from your graveyard to your hand.
Don't love this. It's just 1 mana for it's.
We've seen very similar cards, and they're usually pretty unplayable.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, Tenacious Dead was actually reasonably good, but that was like a much different card. I think it returned to the battlefield. I forget what it did, but it was a better version of this.
Yeah.
Obviously, Reassembling Skeleton was way better.
Yeah, okay, Reassembling Skeleton's the one I'm thinking of in my head. I couldn't remember what it was called. But yeah, Reassembling Skeleton's better.
This card was not great. Not great.
Stallion of Ashmouth.
No, Ashmouth. Always the Ashmouth.
4 mana for a 3/3 with Delirium for 2. It gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Activate this ability only
if you have Delirium. So it's 3 mana. It's a 4 mana 3/3, which is, again, we've said this before, but not an awesome card. An okay card.
Pay to give it.
Yeah,
it's not very good.
I think this card's fine. This is
fine. It's fine.
I mean, well, I'm saying, okay. Typically, when I say like fine cards, I usually don't play in my deck. I think I'd play this. I think I'd play this because it's a mana sink and it's like a good Delirium card. Like this is another one where like in the late game, any Delirium card, we said this before, but any Delirium card is better in the late game. And this is a card that's like a 6/6 in the late game.
This next one's really good. I love my little baby Death Touch guys. I hate playing against them.
It's
like, the baby Death Touch guys are like my least favorite thing to play against in Limited. They infuriate me. It's a 2 mana 1/1. It's a rat. It has Death Touch. It has Skulk. Why can't I say that?
I don't know.
It has that little blonde dude from Xenoblade.
Is that
Shulk from the new Smash Brothers? The blonde kid from Xenoblade?
Okay, so this is a 2-mana 1/1. I don't know why this card has Skulk. How often are you attacking with this
It's
thing?
unblockable!
It's so unblockable. It is pretty unblockable. Like, not a very aggressive card. But this is one of the reasons why you play like a black control deck, because this is a very good card. It's almost a removal spell.
I take Death Touch Rats very early. I always have and I always will.
Yeah, this is a very good card. I mean, this is a relevant creature type zombie. Yeah.
It's a zombie too.
Yeah, it's a zombie.
Wow.
Right? It's a zombie, right? This is one of your like blue-black like control-away cards.
Yeah.
More than your black-red aggro. Good card.
Yeah.
Solid. I mean, in my control decks, I'd play 5.
I'd first pick it from a bad pack.
I mean, yeah, from a bad deck.
Yeah. I would third or fourth pick it from an average pack.
Yeah, I'd say so. Third or fourth pick. Next one, Vampire Noble, 3-mana 3/2. It's a vampire. It's a 3-mana 3/2.
It doesn't do anything.
It does nothing. It's
playable. I'll put that in my deck.
I'll play it in my deck sometimes.
I don't really want to, but I will.
Yeah, nothing to say.
Frequently.
We've seen 3-mana 3/2s before. Meh. Here's one. Rotten Heart Ghoul, 4-mana 2/4 zombie. When this dies, target player discards a card. Fine.
What are its numbers?
4-mana 2/4. So it's a Pillar Field Ox with upside.
It's not good.
It's average. I mean, it could be a 2-for-1, right?
It can.
Yeah. I mean, at the very worst, like Pillar Field Ox is always like a reasonable sideboard card against a bunch of 3/3s.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, again, so we're getting into the more control-y black cards now.
Yeah.
Here's a slightly more aggressive one. Stromkirk. I'm sorry, everyone says Stormkirk. Stromkirk Mentor. It's a 4-mana 4/2 vampire soldier. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on another target vampire you control. Good in the vampire deck. It's a 4-mana 4/2. 4-mana 4/2 in black is already like relatively, pretty good. And then give your flying vampire that you just, made into a 3/2 last turn another +1. It's just a fine card.
That's good.
I mean, it's not. It's never going to be your, I want a premier common, but fine. I mean, it's something you flesh out your curve with. You disagree?
No, not at all. I agree.
Here's my favorite art in the set: the Twins of Mauer Estate. Mauer. It's a 5-mana 3/5.
It's 2 little girls that are dead.
They're so dead, and they're so vampire-y.
Oh, okay.
They're vampires. It's a 5-mana 3/5 vampire. Not exactly very aggressively costed. 5-mana. You just play this sometimes. It's pretty big, but the juice here is madness for 3. 3-mana 3/5 is a lot different than 5-mana 3/5.
3-mana 3/5 is very good. A 5-mana 3/5 is almost
unplayable. It's very medium. almost. I mean, 3 mana. So like, the curve of Arrow Falconwrath into turn 3. This is like it's really good. And then you play your 4/2 on the next turn that gives your flyer a +1/+1 counter. Yeah, card's sweet. I'll probably be playing this more often than I should because I like the art so much.
Building 2-headed giant decks with this set is going to be a lot of fun, I think.
2-headed giant's always fun.
Having 12 packs to pull from to build our decks for this, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think the 2-headed giant decks are going to have a really high power level.
Super high power level. This set seems like it could go go crazy. Here's not a great card. Merciless Resolve. It is really sweet. It's Soren looking at his dead brethren and being like, here's the flavor text. You sought to anger me, Nahiri. Soon you will see how well you have succeeded. It's so fucking cool.
And what's it do? What's it
That's poop. What? It says 3 mana for an instant. As an additional cost, you can sacrifice... you have to sacrifice either a creature or a land to draw 2 cards. So it's divination with downside. It's not good. It's an
really,
instant speed.
Really bad.
It's instant speed divination that makes you sacrifice a creature on land. Yeah, not great. Not a great card. I wouldn't play this under almost any scenario.
That's like the worst black card we've seen, I think.
Probably between that and the Pick the Brain. The Bad Thoughtseize.
No, I think Bad Thoughtseize is a more limited playable card than
you can at least sideboard that in.
Yeah.
Against like their bomb rare. Like, here, get you, like that could be reasonable. Here's one that's probably We've seen this is a reprint, but we've seen it before. It's probably slightly better in this format than it is in most. It's called Macabre Waltz. Macabre Waltz. It's a picture of Liliana dancing with a zombie.
The zombie looks so sad.
It is sad.
He's not even into it.
Well, yeah, because he's dead. What do you want from him? So it's a 2-mana sorcery, 1 in a black. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, and then discard a card.
I never, ever, ever, ever played this card when
it's usually pretty bad.
Whatever set.
It's usually pretty bad, and maybe I'll sideboard it. Maybe I'll sideboard it, and it's crazy grinding.
Wait, wasn't it in Origins?
It may have been.
It was in Origins, I think. We just had this card.
Yeah, it may have been. Usually not a great card. This is a graveyard set, mind you, and it is a madness set, mind you. So this is, it's probably on one of your worst madness enablers, but it is a madness enabler. I don't think it's got significantly better, but if there's ever a set where it's going to be decent, it's going to be this one.
Next up is Fart Hog Revenant.
Good show.
Farbog. 3 mana for a 1/3 with Shulk and lifelink.
Stop.
Skulk.
Stop.
Skulk.
Okay.
And it is a bad card.
Well, it is. It's not.
Okay.
Well, you know what? It's not that bad. It's 1/3. It's unblockable 1/3.
3 mana.
3 mana for 1/3. 1/3 lifelink. Unblockable, basically.
That's bad. No, I don't like it.
That's fine. Yeah. I think it's fine in your control decks.
Hound of the Fart Hogs.
This card's fucking bad.
5 mana for a 5/3 with Delirium. It has Menace as long as they're in Menace.
As long as there's Delirium.
It has Menace in case it
has
Menace. As long as there's Delirium.
No, yes.
He's poopy.
He's pretty bad.
Crow of Dark Tidings. 3 mana for a 2/1 flyer. When it enters the battlefield or dies, put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard.
Good card.
Yes.
Yeah. The 3 mana 2/1 flyer, pretty reasonable. Always good. This one has a slight upside of enabling your graveyard shenanigans. Good card.
Dead Weight from the original Innistrad. A card that I thought was very standard playable when I first started playing Magic.
It probably is. It's all play.
Oh, it did? Really?
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
It's a 1-mana removal spell.
Okay.
It's going to see play now.
Yeah.
Kill your Jace.
Oh, it does kill your Jace.
That's all you need to do. That's it. It's reasonably good. Yeah.
It's cute.
It's
1 mana.
1 mana. I think is the best black combo.
Did we even say what it does?
It's okay. 1 mana enchantment. It's an enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets -2/-2. 1 mana
Obviously, it's getting limited.
Obviously, I think it's your best black common, amongst the best commons in the set. It's not only is a removal spell for 1 mana, but it also enables Delirium, enchantment in the graveyard.
Yeah, this is our last black card. I somehow have not seen this card, and the art is great.
Yeah, it's too bad the card's shite.
Shamble Back, 1 mana. Exile target creature card from a graveyard, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield, and gain 2 life.
Card's shite. We've had instant speed this, and it's been bad. So it's like, let's make it worse.
The art's really good, though.
The art's super good. I don't disagree.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, that's
black. First impressions on black. You think it's...
I think it's the best color in the set. Probably.
I also think it does. It has the potential to just shit all over you.
Yeah.
Like, it's an aggro, and it has good control cards. I think you can play both reasonably well.
I like it.
Yeah. Right. On to the next one.